students of class 7, welcome to the fourth part on chapter number 6, physical and chemical changes. In this part we will study about chemical changes, process of rusting and process of crystallization. Let us first study about the activity 8. In this activity you have to take a teaspoonful of vinegar in a test tube. Then add a pinch of baking soda to it. You would hear a hissing sound and see the bubbles of gas coming out. You can see as shown in the figure. Pass this gas through a freshly prepared lime water as shown in the figure. So it can be represented, this reaction can be represented as the chemical equation is below. So whenever the vinegar reacts with baking soda, it will give out carbon dioxide and some other substances. So the reaction between the carbon dioxide and lime water is as follows. So whenever carbon dioxide reacts with lime water, it will give out water and will form calcium carbonate, CaCO3. When carbon dioxide is passed through the lime water, calcium carbonate is formed, which makes the lime water milky. The turning of lime water into the milky is a standard test of carbon dioxide. So, in this reaction, new substances are formed. So, when a baking soda reacts with vinegar, which contains the acetic acid, and then carbon dioxide comes out, which turns the lime water milky. Therefore, it is a chemical change, because whenever the two substances reacts, it will form the new substance. So, it is a chemical change. In all these activities, we saw that in each change, one or more new substances were formed. So, chemical changes. A change in which one or more new substances are formed is a chemical change. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Chemical changes are very important in our lives. All new substances are formed as a result of chemical changes. For example, if a metal is to be extracted from an iron ore, such as iron ore, we need to carry out a series of chemical reactions. A medicine is the end product of a chain of chemical reactions. Useful new materials such as plastics and detergents are also produced by the chemical reactions. Indeed, every new material that is discovered by studying the chemical changes. So, chemical changes, in addition to the new products, some substances are formed, new substances are formed, the following may accompany a chemical change. We can say these are the properties of chemical change. Heat, light or any other radiation may be given off or absorbed. The sound may be produced. A change in smell may take place, or even a new smell may be given off. A color change may take place. A gas may be formed. So these are the chemical properties of chemical changes. Now some chemical changes in our daily life. Let us consider some more example of chemical changes. We saw from the activity that burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. Burning of coal, wood or leaves, it is also a chemical change. In fact, burning of any substance we can consider it as a chemical change, because burning is always accompanied in the production of heat and light and some new substances formed. Examples of chemical change. An explosion of firework is also a chemical change which produce heat, light, sound and some unpleasant gases that will pollute the atmosphere. When the food gets spoiled, it produces a foul smell. The spoiling of food is also a chemical reaction, because once the food is spoiled, it cannot be bring back to its original form. Examples of chemical change. You must have noticed that a slice of an apple acquires a brown color if it is not consumed immediately. If you have not seen this change in color, you cut a fresh slice of apple and keep it away for some time. Repeat the same activity with a slice of potato or brinjal. The change in color in these cases is due to the formation of new substance. So, it is an example of chemical change. Rusting of iron. When an iron object is left exposed to the moist air, it chemically reacts with oxygen and water in the air to form a red-brown flaky substance that is called the rust. The process of rusting can be represented by the following equation. So, whenever the iron Fe reacts with oxygen O2 from air in moisture water, that is H2O, it will form the rust iron oxide on an iron object, that is Fe2O3. So, rusting occurs in the presence of both the oxygen and water. The more humid the air, the faster the rusting occurs. The rust slowly eats away or it will corrode the iron, that will lead to the considerable loss. So, since the iron is used in making bridges, ships, cars and truck bodies and some many other articles can be made from iron, so that loss due to rusting is huge. So, how would you prevent the rusting? So, rusting can be prevented by not allowing the iron to come in contact with the moisture and air. The simplest method is to coat the iron with oil, grease or paint. These coats should be applied regularly to prevent rusting. A more efficient method is to coat the iron with another metal such as zinc or chromium. This process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called the galvanization. The iron pipes we use in our homes to carry the water are galvanized to prevent the rusting. Rusting of ships is a major problem in shipping industry, as a body of ship is always in contact with water and air, and around it is also very humid. So the salt in water speeds up the process of rusting. This leads to a huge monetary loss due to the shipping industry. So, rusting of iron can be prevented by allowing it to make stainless steel. Stainless steel is made by mixing iron with carbon and metals like chromium, nickel and manganese. It does not rust. So, the stainless steel is used to make the ships. Now, next process is crystallization. Seawater contains the salt dissolved in it, which makes it salty. We have learnt in class 6 that salt can be obtained from seawater by the process of evaporation. The salt that obtained in this manner would not be pure. It is not pure, and its crystals are very small, and the shapes of the crystals cannot be seen clearly. So, large crystals of pure substance can, however, be obtained from their solutions by process of crystallization. It is an example of physical change. We will study about crystallization in this slide. So, the process of cooling a hot concentrated solution of a substance to obtain the crystal, that process is called the crystallization. The process of crystallization is used to obtain the crystals of pure solid substance from the impure solid substance. Impure copper sulfate powder can be purified by the process of crystallization to obtain a large crystals of copper sulfate. In this process, you have to do this following steps. You have to take a cup full of water in a beaker, then add the few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Heat the water. When it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder slowly while stirring continuously. Continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. Filter the solution. Allow it to cool for some time. Do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. So, after checking the solution, you will see that the blue colored crystals are seen in copper sulfate solution. So that this whole process is called the crystallization. You can see in this figure. So the whole process of cooling, first of all, the hot concentrated solution of a substance, and to obtain the crystals from it, that whole process is called the crystallization. Now read this. Your chapter gets over here. Now read this topics from textbook.